What is happening, Minnesota Vikings man? 28, and today I want to the day before the NFL honors. I want to give you my picks for some of the awards. I think I have most of the awards are going to give out, so I want to tell you my thoughts on that. So without further ado, let's get to some my winners for this NFL season. So, starting from maybe not less hype to most hype. So MVP of course will be last. Um, First one, we got the FedEx Air and Ground Player of the Year, and the winner for Air Player for me is Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes has absolutely dominated the passing game this year, and he is one of my nominees for MVP. So that's just a little preview. So, and ground has to be Todd Gurley. Now I was thinking about Ezekiel Elliott, but I'm like, I want more throughout the year. I know Gurley got hurt the last couple weeks, but overall Todd Gurley dominates the ground game. Next, we have the celebration of the year. Now there are four celebrations to choose from that are left. I know one is the oh man, I know well I know two of them at least. I know one of them is the Packers and one of them is the Seahawks. Um, and I don't remember the other two, but no, one of them was the Titans with the bowling, and what was the other one? I don't remember the other one. Um, Best celebrations. If we go, let me. I forgot to write this down. So, CPR by the Kansas City Chiefs. So those are the four. So my celebration of the year goes to the Seahawks for their choreography. Um, Honestly, I watched all four of those celebrations. I mean, that Seahawks had a lot of effort into it. So the more effort you put into it, you get a thumbs up from me. Next, we get the. Now I have to. I'm gonna. I will. I have no. I don't know. Whoever gets the Walter Payton Man of the Year award, I'll be excited. I mean, it's a proud moment. So, but I'm sort of biased. Speaks because Vikings fan. I want. I think Kyle Rudolph has a good chance of winning. He'll be one of those three people. At the start of the show that they're gonna talk. You know, talk about, and they're one of those are gonna win. He did win the Walter Payton Man of the Year challenge. When you put the hashtag Walter Payton Man of the Year, like I don't know, on social media for in the player's name or something like that, and he won that, so he wins $25,000 for his charity. So I hope Kyle Rudolph is one of those three people, at the beginning of the show that has a chance to win. So yeah, assistant coach of the year, Wade Phillips. Wade Phillips has, I mean, with this Rams defense, I mean, I love what he's done. Great D line with Sue and Darnold, and then you have a keep to leave in the back. And that was the key, and they were key in stopping the Saints. And they only held them to 23, 23 points. No, yeah, something like that. Um, so yeah, Wade Phillips, and he's in the Super Bowl. So, you know, great for him. Next, we have Offensive Line of the Year. I'm giving this one to the New England Patriots. Tom Brady, he can't. I mean, he just can't get sacked. We want him. We want to sack. Everyone wants to sack Tom Brady. But like, I remember when I went to the Vikings Patriots game. Vikings didn't sack him. Chiefs didn't sack him last game. I don't. Not many people really sacked Tom Brady, and that's because they have such a good offensive line, and they get the running game going with White and Burkhead, and Michelle. Gotta give it to the Patriots. Next is the play of the year, which obviously, like last year, um, is a miracle in itself. The Miami Miracle against the New England Patriots. So the fact that you know, the Dolphins beat their rival, the Patriots, um, on that last second play was just amazing, and just it was just the stupidity of Bill Belichick putting Rob Gronkowski in the backfield. So yeah, um, the comeback player of the year, I'm giving it to Andrew Luck. Now I had a couple other nominees that were very low on this list. I would say Adrian Peterson should be on that list. If let's say the Colts didn't make the playoffs, like they started 1-5. Let's say if they were on that same streak, and Alex Smith wasn't injured, and the Redskins would have made the playoffs. I think Peterson could have maybe won this, but Andrew Luck definitely deserves this after coming from the injury, coming from 1-5 to making the playoffs and to the divisional round. Andrew Luck definitely deserves this, and I also put J.J. Watt getting the second most sacks in the NFL this season. Coach, well, no, we're gonna do rookie of the year because they're rookies. So, offensive rookie of the year, I have Saquon Barkley. Now, he from day one, he um, he's been a beast. He's their Giants' only good offensive player, maybe besides Beckham. But he catches it. Great running back. Definitely makes the offense better than what it really is. So Saquon definitely deserves it. I also had my other nominees were Mayfield and Lindsey. Baker Mayfield got the Browns to a 7-8-1 record, almost a 500. So, I mean, that's good. And then Lindsey, toward the middle to end season, um, broke out to be great in itself. So yeah. So next we have defensive rookie of the year. Uh, Now this was tough because I really didn't follow defensive rookies. But I'm just gonna give the slight edge to Darius Leonard of the Indianapolis Colts, just because the Colts. I mean, they need their defense because we've known their defense has not been good in the past. But Darius Leonard has made a big improvement on the Colts defense. They only hold the Texans to 7 points in the wild card round, and had some other good defensive performances. So Darius Leonard over the other one. The other one talks about Derwin James of the Chargers. Any one of them, I would be happy with. But I just picked Darius Leonard just because Colts defense. He made a big improvement on the Colts defense. Next, we have, let's do coach of the year. Why not? Now, as a Viking fan, it's hard for me to say this, but I have to say Matt Nagy. Matt Nagy, just because we all know the Bears stink. The Bears will still stink. Hopefully, this year was just a fluke. Hopefully, but he took the Bears from nothing to playoffs and almost won a playoff game. Which, about what was I gonna say? Why can't I think of Cody Parkey missed a field goal. So yeah, other nominees I had was Frank Wright, Andy Reid, Sean McVay, and Bill Belichick. It's weird because I don't know, has Bill Belichick ever got this award? Maybe earlier, but we all know Bill Belichick's good. So always have to include him in nominees. Now, Offensive Player of the Year, I have Drew Brees. And you're thinking, like, wait, why not Mahomes or Gurley or someone else? Drew Brees broke a lot of records this season and had a pretty good season in itself. I know he relies a lot on, well, he has a lot, not relies on, has a lot of good players around like Kamara and Ingram and Thomas. So, but, he had an amazing season. That's all I really can say. Made all the way to NFC Championship game and should have been in the Super Bowl. I feel sorry for you, Drew, but you know, hey, I think you can at least get Offensive Player of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year, hands down, Aaron Donald with his, if I'm not mistaken, 20 sacks last. If I checked this before, I should have wrote this down, but Aaron Donald, um, in the Super Bowl, had the most sacks this season, hands down. Other, I also had J.J. Watt, who was had second in sacks, and then Danielle Hunter. I always have to include my Vikings, but Hunter was also very good, and then Miller. And finally, MVP, Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes, really no one can compete. Maybe Breeze, but Mahomes in his second year, well, technically you can say first season, like first real season with the Chiefs, 50 touchdowns, and gets them to the AFC Championship game, where they lose in overtime to the New England Patriots. So Mahomes is my MVP, and for my Hall of Fame, the 8 people who I have going to the Hall of Fame is as followed: Tony Gonzalez, Ed Reed, Edgar James, Ty Law, Isaac Bruce, Tom Flores, Steve Atwater, and the last one I was contemplating on, but I have to represent this person, Steve Hutchinson. He's my last one. So those are my 8 Hall of Famers. Tell me what you think down in the comments below. Those are my picks, NFL honors, picks. Can't wait for this weekend. Tomorrow, NFL honors. Sunday, Super Bowl. Should be very exciting weekend. This has been Minnesota Vikings Man 28. And as always, Skol.